Take 3. Right, tried to put this in here and was getting a rubbing sound, and I've just had a look across the coils that way, and the edge of the bearing is below the top of the coils. Now on this one it's okay because this one seems to be higher, so it sort of lifted up off the deck, and this looks flatter as well. Whether it is or not, I've no idea. But I haven't put anything on here to see where I'm rubbing, although there's a mark there. So what I've got to do is I've got to drop something in there that will just raise that up so the coils are off this surface. Now I could try washers that I made out of hard dry platters, but they're too thin really. I found a thicker washer, but it's too thin, as you can see. So what I've come up with is a piece of plastic drain piping. Well, that's what it's used for over here in the UK. And this actually, I'm going to show you this. This is a bit long, I haven't cut it yet. But anyway, get out of it. Mind the cups. No, I can't show it to you, actually I'll have to show you afterwards. But it sits in there perfectly. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a washer. I'm going to start off with about 1/8 of an inch and see how I go. As you can see, I've got plenty to practice with. I can have different sizes. Right, so I'll go away and do that, and I'll come back. If it works, then I'll show you how I'm cutting these to get them nice and flat. Alright? Okay, now I put the washer I've just cut inside. Now, one thing when you're doing this, if you do a washer like this and there's bearings involved, make sure it is absolutely clean and no bits hanging off or anything like that, because if they get in the bearing, that's it, you end up in trouble. Okay, so let's see if we get any rubbing now. Hopefully we won't. And you know the procedure. Very gently drop it in every quarter, which is designated by the fixing bolt holes. I mean, for people with a machining shop, they probably get this in one go with all their kit. But my project is aimed from from young kids with parental supervision right up to Grandad in his Zimmer frame. Right, we're all the way in. Now, the $64,000 question. Is it going to rub? Are you ready? Yeah, it is. So I'm still not high enough. Okay, so I'll take that off. I won't bore you with doing that because you've seen me take it off before. Take the other one off. So it's same procedure. Okay, so I'll come back when I've Made a bigger washer. I found out what the problem was and cured it. No rubbing. And what it was, these outer coils were too proud. So very gently I got the hammer and just tapped them like that all the way around, and that was enough, along with the plastic pipe washer and the two washers that I'd made out of hard drive platters. I mean, you could do a whole pile of hard drive platter washers, not a problem. And there's probably loads of other types of washers you could use, spacers, whatever. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking that because of that, the bearing isn't far enough inside the what would you call it, housing, but it's at least halfway in, which is fine. That's plenty. If there's going to be any problem with this going on and a gap being left, that's fine, because all I'll do there is get some duct tape and just tape the outside, and then over the top of that I'll put a varnish to protect the duct tape so it doesn't break up in the weather. So now the next stage is putting the magnets in, and we are definitely halfway down this bottom part of the ceiling fan with the stator, which means that the magnets will go on and they will be halfway down. Now, I've cleaned some of these up, but they're not perfect, but that's okay, because the way I'm going to be spacing them out and gluing them in, they're not going to move. Right, when you're putting these on, now one thing I forgot to mention, which is slap on the wrist, Raymond. The person who really taught me how to do this in the beginning was Mudman, Scott. He is absolutely amazing. If you want to know how to do this really properly, go and see his channel. I'll put a link down below. But on one of his videos, when putting the magnets in, he shows a very, very good way of doing it. And what you do is, careful, you don't trap your fingers. He spaces them out on the outside, like that, right? And then he crawls them in, like this. And because you're still attached to this piece, the chances of them sticking to the rotor is minimal. Because if you then think, it's easy to do it the other way, and you try and get them in like that, you can trap your fingers on the stator. I know, I did it. I thought I knew better. Right, now these have to go in north, south, north, south, north, south, north, south, north, south, north, south, all the way around. Okay? Now, I've only cleaned up two, and finding north and south is quite easy, because that's two poles which are alike. I can't stick it to the metal because I'm being repelled. If I turn it around the other way, see? Okay. Now, I ain't going to pull it away from that magnet, so I'm going to slide it up and off, right? But so keeping it in that orientation, you know that these two are the same. So that one and that one is unlike, okay? So like poles attract, unlike don't. So put that one on there, slide him up. Hang on, I've done that wrong, haven't I? Let's just double check. Yep. So you need to turn it round, right? So that when you flip it over, like that, I'm not worried about them being too far down at the moment, because as I said, I'm going to deal with that at a later date. So now that's north or south, and that's north or south, the opposite, okay? And excuse me, you can get a compass and check that, so that the compass would point, say, north there, and as you move around here it would point south, so then you'd know that they were correct. I have got a compass somewhere. I will dig it out at a later date to show you, but that's how I'm putting the magnets in. I've still got these to clean, so it's going to be another part of this video, putting the rest in. Oh, pardon me, I got burps this morning. Right, how many magnets have I got? 6, 8, I got 10. Now 10 work fine on the other ceiling fan vault, so I should stick to the 10. Like I said, I'm not after humongous amounts of power. I just want to have some power from the winds we get at night, and during the day sometimes too. To get rid of the incrustation on these magnets, what I've been doing is just getting some, in this case, toilet tissue. You can use paper towel, basically anything really, and all I'm doing is wiping it round the magnet until I build it up on the other side, and then just picking it off like that, and then simply throwing it in the bin. Virtually call this one quits. Not bad at all, that. Still some left, but when you want to glue them in, you can just clean it off. You want the bits being around the side, just clean the bit that's going to be towards the stator, and there you have it. It's a darn sight better. Trust me. Oh, sugar. Right. A before and after. And when you're doing this, make sure the poles don't attract, otherwise you end up with very sore, tender fingers and probably blood blisters. Right. Here are, people. I said to clean your magnets. And for the next bit. Right, I've got the one I've just cleaned, ready to go in, and I've checked. It repels that one, it attracts that one. So if it attracts that one, that means the face that attracted will be a pusher on that one. So that will go there, I think. We'll see. Right, and I'll try and do this so you can see it better. And all I've done, right, and Muddy showed me this on one of his videos. And there you are. It's much safer on your fingers if you do it this way. If you just grab them, clean them, and try putting them in like that, 99 times out of 100, the stator will grab it before the side. And then you'll wonder why your finger's trapped in the stator. Believe me, I've done it. Now then, I'm going to carry on cleaning these, putting them in, and I suppose I could try and get another one on top of there. I would say that that's not a thing I would like to attempt, but you never know. Get these clean, get them in, and then we'll go to the next stage.